my breath. I'm going to find my space. Been here before, now I'm up and down, when I just wanna stay high. Been here before, now I'm going down, when I just wanna space out. Why can't we talk about it? I don't think that you realize how far deep I'm running, and I don't feel that you're on my side. I need space to find myself, a little time to get some rest. If I stay, I lose my breath. I'm going to find my space. Been here before, now I'm going down, when I just wanna stay high. Been here before, now I'm going down, when I just wanna space out. Space out. I just wanna space out. Space out. Space out. Space out. I need space to find myself, a little time to get some rest. If I stay, I lose my breath. I'm going to find my space. Been here before, now I'm going down, when I just wanna stay high. Been here before, now I'm going down, when I just wanna space out. Space out. I just wanna space out. Space out. Space out. Space out.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Aging Journey podcast, where we explore the strange and unusual experiences of growing up in time in various systems, as well as provide a safe space for diverse role players to explore aging and other lived experiences, unite diverse communities, and decrease social isolation through online gameplay. As usual, I have Static, Pan, Lynn, and Benji. We are playing a Kids Campin campaign. I am your GM, TanyaLashea. You can catch this game and other games just like it on our YouTube channel. Our socials and content warnings will be in the description of this video. Enjoy the journey. All right. Welcome, everyone, to our 13th episode of Happy Camper. Today is Friday, not Friday the 13th and our 13th episode, but still cool that it's our 13th episode. So, previously on Happy Camper, a girl named Casey led Juni into a mess hall deep in the West Wing, and the place was filled with fairly normal-looking kids. Albeit they were very hungry kids. In fact, they were ravenous, eating enough food to fill 4 grown bellies. Hiding in plain sight, Juni was able to befriend these kids by masking her hunger with illusion and disguising herself for magical scans. She learned a few interesting things. Number 1, this facility does experiments, strange experiments. Number 2, these children claim that they are children of staff of this facility, not of the camp. Number 3, the mess hall is in that area, the West Wing is where the children live, as well as there's more in that area. And then the cells that you are all being held at right now is called the Gold Sector. She also learned that this facility is much larger than it seems. Elsewhere, Hayden descended into the depths of the lake using magic gifted to him from the strange and interesting friend he's made, who may or may not be a god. There he pulled his familiar Argos back from a limbo state. Meanwhile, while all that was happening, Ebb was furiously working on the vent in the middle of one of the rooms, and actually managed to slip sploop into the facility's waterways. And then in her investigation of the other rooms, she also found something a little interesting. She found tiny little like nightmare versions of herself, kind of the size of her thumb, who were kind of like hiding in the shadows of the room, of which she kind of gave the directive to be like little spies in the facility. And she also had a bit of a strange vision that the camp is kind of a lake outside of a lake, or this island is somehow connected to the water, but also a bit of a mirror connection. So this place is not what it seems. Then there's Gia. She had a meeting with Dr. Helmuth, and who made something pretty clear. This place isn't just a camp, obviously, it's a laboratory. And the compound you guys are all in is basically packed with a bunch of experimental projects, chimeric creatures, experiments that are specifically pulled directly from the lake. Gia at this point does not know that there are other children on the facility that are also being used as experiments. When Gia dared to ask for better conditions for her friends, Dr. Helmuth didn't take that lightly. She suggested perhaps a body bag would be appropriate for each one of them, and perhaps a what she called a redesign of Gia. if she were to not hold up her end of her responsibilities. While all of that was happening, Hayden returned dripping wet from his adventure. Juni made her way back to the group, and Gia had just left Dr. Helmut's office when all hell broke loose. Ebb blasts through a weakened wall, sounding the alarms and causing security cages to descend before everyone could be reunited. Juni is trapped in the West Wing, hiding in plain sight with kids who don't know who she really is. Hayden was mid investigation as a guard closed in throughout all the chaos. And Gia is kind of left in the wings, not really knowing exactly what happened, but knowing that she needs to balance her obedience to Dr. Helmuth and a bit of her rebellion, and hopefully make sure that no one gets killed. And the group is officially separated, with Ebb running full speed, wind in her face, not knowing what's lurking outside of the compound. So, with alarms blaring, walls are closing in, and everyone's looking for Ebb. Welcome to the 13th episode of Happy Camper. Let's see who survives. Okay. So, we're going to start with Sploop. The water is a little chilly, but the current is strong. Among the chaos on the surface, Sploop has been making their way deeper into the facility. For a long time, he's just being pushed down one long tube, but eventually he flies out of the metal tube and is spit out into like a deep body of water. It is contained, and it's kind of like open at the top, almost as if it's a huge vat. But there are also underwater more streams of currents going in other openings that are making their way throughout the entire compound. What would Sploop like to do, Ebb?
So, Sploop is very grumpy about being put into a tube inside of a pipe and then down into a water reserve. This is not his preferred area. He needs mud, and he would prefer to slap things with his cool fins. And there's just water in here.
It's fresh water too, filtered fresh water.
He can live in both, so he's okay, but he's not happy about it. So it has a top. Is it a closed off top?
It's an open top. It's like he came out of a metal tube that was a little higher than the area, and I guess kind of mid-air as he's taking mid-air. He can kind of look around as he kind of flips through before he gets to hit the surface to see that basically it looks like a huge tank where the top of it is obviously open because you can see open water. That's where he goes into, but then it is flush with concrete and steel floors. And then there are like other places on the surface, like rooms that he could go into. There's like a kiosk, stuff like that. But then inside of the water is continuing to flow through many other pipes. So it's basically almost like this is like a center treatment center for the water.
Okay. Cool. Well, how dare mistress use me as just a little pawn in this giant game she's playing? Well, all right. Well, then I shall do my best to find the way out. I don't want to get scrubbed to death, so not towards scrubby things, but towards out. So he's gonna try and find the spot that feels like the water is like flowing out.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna say that's gonna be quite difficult. So what would I want?
So he doesn't Eliminate all the ones that look like he might die in the process of being treated.
Okay. Okay. I will say he can do that. What he'll need to do is go close enough to one of the holes where the current is going and kind of like go like either quickly swim past it and look inside or just get close enough to where he can kind of see. That way he can kind of eliminate them. And he'll just have to be careful not to get sucked in with the current.
Yes.
So
Good
let's
thing I've
say
got these very strong fin arms. Ah,
let's
yes.
have him do a let's have him do a grit check for the first one he goes to. I'll say this is like the biggest one. It's a much larger hole, probably like 7 times as big as he was, or bigger than the one that he came out of. And so this must be either like going somewhere important where there would be smaller ones, or perhaps this is one he should avoid. So let's see how he does on a grit. I'm going to say the current was able to push him all the way here, and it is quite strong. So if he's trying to get close, DC, I think, is going to be, let's make it a 6.
Is he using my grit
He's
levels?
going to use your grit, yeah.
Okay, great. Let's see, that's a D10. Wherefore art thou, D10? Okay. Ugh. Oh, that's not gonna do it. Actually, I get a +2. And I'll spend adversity tokens to make it to a 6. I rolled a 3, had a +2, which is 5, and I'm gonna spend some adversity tokens to get to a 6.
Okay. He is able
Perhaps-
to get close enough to see that it actually doesn't go to another bunch of smaller tubes. It just goes to a huge grate. So he probably would have been grated. So he knows not to go down that one.
Boo, we hate that one.
Mhm.
Okay.
He can swim around a little bit more, go to the other ones. I'll say there's quite a few, but I think if he were to swim around and look, he would probably find 1 or 2 where he can't really tell from just looking at it if they're going to lead somewhere like out, but he can see that they're not going to lead to death. But they're 2 separate ones going in 2 different directions.
Okay. Has he encountered any life in this weird box of water?
No, so it looks like this is clearly the treatment, but it's fairly clean. So either when you put him in, this is like, just like off water that is going to be processed or discarded, but he hasn't yet gotten to like the sewage yet, and he also hasn't gotten to the drinking water yet.
Okay.
So there's nothing in here but like bacteria.
So there's 2 different directions I can go, left and right, sort of
Pretty
thing.
much.
All right, excellent. Well, mistress is always a little bit to the left, not quite right. So I will go left.
Oh, love it. Okay, so he's gonna go left. Okay. He goes down that current. He follows the current. The current actually begins to slow a little bit, and there's other branches as well eventually as it flows. So he's going straight, and then more tubes come out, and you can see that they're flowing in different ways. There are 6 tubes, 3 on the right, 3 on the left. Go ahead and roll a d6.
Okay. I got a 3.
Okay. They all look the same when he like looks inside of like the whole. They all look like they're going straight, and then they go up, but he doesn't know where they all go. So I will say that he just chooses the third one. He goes into that one and goes up, and he finds himself in a. I would say, how much does like Sploop understand of mechanical things, and like what would he understand what he's looking at if he was in a lab?
He's definitely not a science fish. He's more of a chemist fish. Like
Mhm.
Ebb's mom does a lot of like potions and brewing and such things,
Ah,
but not like mechanical sciencey things.
gotcha.
So
Okay. Go ahead. As he goes up the chute, he finds that it's going directly up, but there's like a mesh topper that needs to be like opened. And so he watches and it kind of opens and water goes up, flows up to somewhere and then closes. And then it opens and flows up and then closes. And so he can either try to time it to continue to go up or he can turn around. What would you like him to do?
well, we've come this far, good man. Let's go.
All right. He books it and he makes it just in time as it opens and then closes behind him. And he finds himself going from that kind of dirty but not murky water into it's not murky water, it's treated water and it is green, but not a swamp green. Like it's not algae or mud. He doesn't actually know what he's feeling on his skin, but as soon as he had gone past the little mesh closer, the water changes. He also finds himself in basically a huge standing vat, essentially. And it's pretty big, much bigger than he would need for somebody as small as him. But on the other side of that vat, he sees a room of machinery. There's like people, hitting on things. He's hearing the beeps and the boops and the bops, and he's seeing other like tubes going places, but they're not leaving this tube that he's in. He doesn't really, I don't think he really understands what's going on here, but he does know that this is a room, and this room is not out. And I'll also say that there is something in that with him. Go ahead and make me a brains roll.
Oh, good.
Let's make the DC. I mean, we can make the DC 4.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, it's a 1. Oh, it's a 1.
Sloop is he's I don't know if I don't want to say he's stuck, but right now there's nowhere else to go. Like if he goes to like the side, there's just glass, and then he goes at the top, it's closed with like a metal tube that's like a metal flat piece, and then at the bottom, that's where he came from, but the current is coming up. He has to fight the current to go back down. However, every time he moves, it feels like he's bumping into something, but he can't see anything.
Oh no, it's invisible. It's a big invisible thing. He's gonna kind of puff up his chest and make his arm fins really big, and he's gonna be like, now here, sir, Fred, if that's you, now you better show yourself. This is not the time for invisibility.
Interesting. What would you say that would be? Charm? Is he trying to charm them?
Charm or like intimidation, but there's not an intimidation roll.
Yeah, it would be charm even if he's trying to intimidate. Unless he's trying to like fight them.
No, he's just puffing up. Big, I'm in charge here.
Okay. Let's go ahead and roll a charm then. Let me roll something real quick because he called them Fred. That's interesting. I'm gonna
invisible thing he knows about.
I'm gonna do somebody call heads or tails.
Tails.
Okay. Um, go ahead and roll charm. DC is going to be a 1.
That's it. Well, he got a 9.
So Sploop set calls them Fred and puffs up his chest. And he indeed does see a slightly translucent, practically invisible skin of these really long eel-like creatures. And they begin to kind of whirl around him in a familiar way, even though he has not come in contact with the creatures that are in this vat. But they do seem to recognize the name Fred.
Yes, well, you all know how well Mistress tried to save Fred, and we are trapped here. We must revolt. We must escape. If you wish to escape with me, go swim down and break that stupid meshy thingy.
Okay. Let me pull up, I guess, Fred's sheet. And I will roll to kind of see if they not necessarily even just understand you. Because I believe they are telepathic. Yeah, I'm gonna roll to see if they understand. So I'm gonna roll their brains. They're not that intelligent at this stage. We'll make let's make this a an opposed. So I'll roll their brains, you roll your charm.
Okay.
You have to beat a 2.
Great, it's a 4.
Oh my gosh, that was actually close. Yeah, they are kind of swirling around you, and you again, you can't really see them, but you do know that they're there. You also can tell. Oh, you also can tell that there are many of them, like a lot, like more than just a couple, because now as they're kind of whipping around you in a frenzy, and as you are commanding them, at this point, one of the people in lab coats who have been kind of milling around starts to like take notice that there's like a lot of bubbles in the tank because these creatures are moving around very quickly in a bit of a frenzy. And they look over and they see literally in the middle of the tank, kind of just like floating there, a little mud skipper. And you can't see it, but like literally on their face, they're kind of like, what? And so they're about to come and get close to the vat to see what's going on. And they indeed listen to you. And they all rush down. Now, there are like 50 of these things in here.
Hell yes.
And they are, when they're whipped in a frenzy, quite powerful. So they try to all like go back down into the little mesh, like break the mesh. They do that, but the current is still too strong. So like one of them are able to slip in, but mostly what they do is they begin to mess up the bottom, and it begins to crack the seams of the bottom of the tank. And at this point, everyone begins to panic on the other side of the vat. They can't understand what you're saying and they don't know what's going on. They just all start kind of running back and forth, trying to figure out what the hell is happening.
This is excellent, men. You're doing great work. And he's gonna try and use the madness of them breaking the mesh and all that stuff to try and swim in the wake of one of them because they're bigger than him to get back through the pipe before the thing cracks.
Perfect. Let's go ahead and have Sploop do a flight roll see if he's able to get out of the vat as it begins to break and the glass cracks. Now, there are 50 of them swarmed at the bottom. They did listen to you, but they are now doing your action. So it might be a little bit difficult to like try to be like, okay, make a hole. Might be a little difficult to do that. So let's do a DC 10 to actually like get past all of them, get down, and you're still going against the current.
Oh, day. Oh, no. It's a 4. I could use more adversity tokens.
Well,
Don't want him to get stuck.
yeah, you try to get under there. Unfortunately, there is like a swarm of invisible eel-like creatures that are swarming around. And the vat hasn't broken yet. It's a huge vat, and so it will take some time. So he can try again. But
Okay.
while that's happening, they are going to try to like fix the situation or stop the vat from breaking. So you can kind of see that they're doing that as well. We'll leave Sploop there,
Okay.
storming a revolution,
Yes.
as we and see what everyone else is doing, because that is all happening while the sirens are still going off and while everyone is still heavily separated. So let's see what Gia is doing. Gia, you had just walked out of Dr. Helmuth's office and you heard the security gate slam and the alarms were blaring. Dr. Helmuth actually comes out pretty quickly, and she kind of looks at you slightly annoyed, but doesn't say anything. And she simply just walks off down the hallway in silence. She knows she has to handle whatever is happening. So that's what she's doing. What are you doing?
Ooh, and I have no idea what they've done.
No, the whole time you were in a meeting, so
Right.
you have no idea where anyone is. You would assume that they are all in the golden sector where you left them.
Is that the direction the director's heading?
Let me look at it is not. She is headed the opposite direction.
Ooh. I am gonna head for the gold sector then and hope that my friends are there.
Okay. You try to make your way to the area, but when you get to like the stairs or the place where you need to go to get to the gold sector, it is quartered off. So you're not able to go forward.
Okay, guess I better backtrack and follow the director discreetly and very quietly.
Okay. You follow the director. How far back are you trying to stay? Like how secret are you trying to be, knowing that there are other people who have been locked? Now you do have a badge, so you can go some places, but some places you also can't go. So I will say for you, anytime you come up against like a security gate, there might be another way that like staff can get around those, but you'll have to check if you have the level of clearance.
I'm going to follow her at enough distance that she turns around. I might have the time to act like I'm trying to go somewhere else, but I am going to be following in a way that suggests I am allowed to do it in case anyone else is watching.
Okay. She is walking pretty quick. She is walking with, intention as she is trying to get to the main area so that she can give out an announcement and figure out what exactly happened. So she is going to head literally all the way around and then she is going to go through the blockade. So she is able to lift up the blockade that goes to the gold sector. She's going to then go past the gold sector, go up another blockade, and get into the west wing. And before she actually gets there, as you're following her, Hayden, as the guard who was walking towards you is about to speak to you, he hears Dr. Helmuth's voice behind him. She is going to see you, but he does turn around to just, put up his hand and be like, Dr. Helmuth, he's trying to talk to her. But she's not really listening. She's furious. She's just wanting him to quickly get out of her damn way so that she can get to where she needs to go. So she's not really paying attention to you, but the moment she passes you, she will glance over and notice who you are. What are you doing? I will say, if you're paying attention, you might be able to catch Gia slightly behind her.
I think it's kind of one of those things of, as he notices her notice him, he's at least going to try and play it off nonchalantly. And yeah, if he can notice Gia, it's going to be, if he has the ability to, it's going to be the quick thing out of his mouth. It's like, oh, good, I found you. I managed to get so lost in here trying to find you again. Absolutely just trying to not be under her radar right now.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, she is walking up. She's walking past. She sees the guard. The guard is bumbling. She looks over and sees that you're there. Luckily, you were in your area. Like you're still in the gold sector. You were just near the bathrooms. You were just, fiddling with the door you weren't supposed to be fiddling with. But she didn't see that. So you can quickly turn around and try to, I'm in the area I'm supposed to be in. Oh, Gia, there you are. So you can definitely do that. However, Gia, number one, that will blow your cover,
Sure will.
and you will have to stop essentially as she continues. But I will allow that to work as she kind of looks over at you for a second, as if she was just about to say something, and then as you redirect, she just is kind of like, okay, well, I don't have time for this. And she quickly continues on. The guard kind of also losing interest in you and following her. The gates open so that she can go through and close behind her. And Gia and Hayden, you two are now near the bathrooms, essentially, at the gold sector.
Okay, well, at least I found you. Or
Got a feeling just been a look on your face that was probably the worst thing I could have done for you right now, wasn't it?
it wasn't ideal, but my first thought was to get in here and see where you all were. So I guess plan A did work out in the end. Do I want to know where Juni and Ebb are?
I don't know.
Okay. Do you want to know? Because I'm honestly thinking maybe we don't want to know.
Well, if everything going off right now is any indication, Ebb is no place good. I don't know where Juni is, though.
Well, when in doubt, I would like to try and telepathy Juni, since she likes to be in my head.
Okay. I'm going to say that because there's alarm going on, the facility kind of takes everything into consideration. So just like how it was difficult for you guys to get into Dr. Helmuth's house, I would assume that with this is a lockdown. Therefore, I would assume she would know that there might be some issues with people trying to talk outside of official channels. So So I will say though that you would know this. You would know that what a lockdown entails. So you do know that if you are unsuccessful in doing this without anyone noticing, like it being picked up, um, you will essentially be found out. Like it'll be reported immediately.
Okay.
But you can try.
I would like to try.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a grit
Oh,
as
no.
you connect with Juni. DC is going to be a 15.
Oh, no.
Fine, we'll
Oh,
probably be fine.
would anyone like to guess what number I rolled on my D4?
Ew.
A 1. But I have a +1 to grit, so that makes it a 2.
Okay.
Starting off strong, everyone.
You do connect with Juni for about 2 seconds. What are you trying to convey in 2 seconds? 2 words.
Our location in the gold
And you're done.
section.
And it ends.
Dang it.
Our location is. So Juni, you hear Gia's voice for about 2 seconds, and that's what happens.
Some of it when you're trying to share a location over Apple Maps right as the signal drops.
Yes.
I definitely think like Juni hears our location and she goes, "What?"
Yeah.
And then it's gone. And she's just like, "Oh, okay."
Immediately after that signal drops, you can see from like the corner of your eye one of the doors opening, not the one that Hayden is at, but one of the grates or one of the gates that had closed, as 2 guards are already on their way towards both of you.
Okay, just maybe why don't we head back to the room, Hayden?
That's probably a good idea.
Mhm.
Okay, you two hustle back to the room. There are other guards in the gold sector rooms because, of course, they ran after Ebb through the huge hole. And I think at this point, Gia, this is when you learn that's what happened. And they are repairing the hole essentially as well. But the other 2 guards are going to get to you guys eventually. They are specifically looking for the psychic signature that, did the alarm. And they do know that they will find you.
That's fine. So Hayden's, I'm gonna say room instead of cell because
Mm-hmm.
PR matters. Is Hayden's room still intact and nice?
Yes.
All right, Hayden. I'm gonna need you to go in there and just chill. Please. Pretty please.
I make no complete promises, but more than likely, yes.
I will take that from you. That is honestly the best result I'm going to get asking anybody, I think. So thank you.
As you say this, and Hayden, you're just about to turn around. Gia, you don't feel this, but Hayden, you see as Gia gets a nosebleed.
Just gonna raise an eyebrow. So you just you're right there.
Well, yeah, I'm fine. I mean, I'm stressed, but I'm fine. Even, like this is all I expect this from Ebb, but boy, she could have waited like.
Gia, your nose is bleeding.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. It's quite a lot. It's from one nose, but Gia, you don't feel it. It is falling and it's off your lip. It's staining your clothes.
Like, that is, you need to see a doctor at the level of blood.
Yeah, probably. Just stay here and close the door and look like you're not going to cause any trouble. And she kind of like leans her head back.
Okay. Hayden, make a brains roll as Gia leans her head back and tries to find her way, I guess, as two guards are about to walk in. I think it's going to be against Gia.
No.
You can either do a grit roll so that he doesn't catch anything as he's looking at you, or I will also do a flight roll. You can try to like leave really quickly, or you can just elect to fail and let him discern whatever he might discern.
And he's rolling brains?
Yes.
Okay, I need to make it at least a little bit challenging. Mr. 50 brains roller over here.
Okay. Then it's going to be opposed.
I'm going to try and run away real fast with my head up in the air. Definitely not going to run into a wall.
I mean, either way, you got to beat a 10.
Well, I got a 3. So it's not a good day for Gia.
Shouldn't have gotten possessed.
You know what?
Yep.
If I could go back, I would make completely different mistakes.
Rewind to episode 9.
They just serve as completely different mistakes and not completely different choices.
I think we know that. I think we know the truth.
What did Hayden get?
That was a 10.
Oh, okay. Yes, you indeed do try to like quickly turn away and like run out of the room, but you do like hit your entire body. And in fact, you don't hit a wall. You hit the chest of the guard, who has now made it. He is holding a little mechanical device that is beeping. And when it gets close to you, it's like beep, 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 beep. And so you bump into him. He looks at you and he's just like, and grabs your shoulder and is going to escort you out, blood still running down your face. Hayden, when you saw Gia begin to have a nosebleed, you also noticed something else. The pupils of her eyes shifted, but not dilated. It's more like they shifted on top of the whites of her eye. Like they shifted a little to the left and then back center. Just for a moment.
Okay.
And the blood does look like blood, but you feel like something was off about it. Maybe it didn't smell like blood, or maybe the viscosity was weird.
No.
Something in general you've learned biologically is like off.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And you watch Gia get walked away by the guards.
I was going to say, kind of as he's seeing that, kind of he doesn't even think he's going to be able to actually do anything to stop them. It's just kind of that thing of like, the kind of for a few steps trying behind him, just the question of like, wait, where are you taking her? Do anything? Clearly she needs help.
They both ignore you. And she is walked off. Gia, they walk you out of the gold sector like rooms, and they take you to the right. That is where Dr. Helmuth went.
Yay, just a little detour.
Let's see what's going on with Juni. Junie, KC takes you to her room. It is definitely a cell. It's a nice cell made to look a little nicer. They have like bed sheets, and she has like a punk rock poster on the wall. She has like a picture of her family on the little nightstand. They have a window, it has bars on it. It's definitely a cell. But she seems to, be like, hey, welcome to my room. Sit anywhere. And she is kind of getting ready. She's like finding some stuff. She can hear the blaring of the alarm just like you do, but she's kind of ignoring it like it's normal. Sarah has also gone to her room. She's going to get herself together, and then when you all get your stuff, you're going to meet together in Sarah's room to hang out, have a nice little sleepover, girls' night. And so she is kind of getting you some stuff. She's like, yeah, it sucks that you can't go back to your area because of the lockdown, but I have like some stuff that might fit you. So she's going through like her drawers, trying to find you like a little pajama set.
No, yeah, I think your place is really great.
Whoa. We're gonna need a charm roll for that, I think. Just
For space. Sorry, I think it's better than my cell. She has a window. I don't have a window. But the girl can't tell the truth now. I gotta be charming.
Your room is really nice. Your room's not a cell at all. No, it's great.
Cursed, man. I'm trying to be genuine.
She is. This is also going to be useful. I'll let you do a charm or brains just to kind of understand Casey a little bit more, like why maybe she isn't worried about the sirens, why they're acting like everything's normal. Like it's a bit. This entire interaction has been very strange, but this is also extremely strange because this is definitely a cell, and I think you saying that, she might be suspicious of what that means. So let's see if that happens, essentially. So you can either just let her think that and not roll a charm and roll a brains instead to kind of analyze her response so you can get more information, or you can roll a charm to, hopefully make her feel like you're giving a compliment and you're not trying to say something.
I really want to get more information, but my brains are low. Why not? Everybody's taking risks. Let me take a risk.
Okay. She is looking through her stuff, and as you say that, she stops, pulls something out, and kind of slowly walks over to you and hands you like a little pajama set. She goes, this should fit you. When did you say you were assigned a room?
This morning.
Right. Well, these are, like middle of the road. You said your parent was, and she's kind of just waiting for you to say something.
Nurse.
Right. Is she the nurse?
Yeah. Well, of course, I always call her mom, but I guess she usually introduces herself as Miss Angelique.
All right. Perfect time for a brains roll.
Luckily for me, I did that roll. You're not going to believe this. I exploded twice.
Oh, I didn't even give you a DC. I was going to say DC is going to be 5, but there you go.
Great. Well, I got a, let's see, 8 plus 8 is 16 plus 2 is 18.
Wow. She kind of changes her posture at that. Kind of surprised that number one, her immediate suspicion was correct, but also now you kind of see something a little bit different in her. I would say you see a little fear. Like, oh, okay. I didn't even know I didn't know she had kids.
Yeah, I know we don't really look alike. You know.
Okay, well,
Yeah. So
There's a long,
I
awkward
mean,
silence.
you looked a little like, you know, did my mom like scare you or something? Are you okay? I hope I don't freak you out. I'm nothing like her.
She kind of looks at you and she's like, "Is your mom scary or something?" Like you can
It
kind
can
of,
be.
you can kind of tell
moms.
she's on the same page. She knows what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
She's intense.
Yeah. Yeah, she got here before me and then, you know, had our driver bring me here. So I got here a little bit later. But you know, who's your parent here?
Oh, he's just, you know, they're just scientists. They just work in the experiment wing. I'm just kind of like normal. Nope, we don't have like, they don't like, she's trying to like articulate that they don't have any power here, which is very different than how she now realizes because you have told her your mother is Miss Angelique. It's like, yeah, they're, you know, if you tell someone like who you are, they could probably just let up a gate if you don't want to.
No, I'm good. In fact, I would prefer that we keep this between us. You know, it's kind of my first time at, I guess you could call this a camp. I'm just here to make friends, and I really don't need people judging me for who my mom is, if you don't mind. If anyone asks, my mom is an assistant in the medical wing.
She kind of nods. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna watch Slasher of the Mudman 4. Yep. Just make that up.
No, yeah, sounds great. I actually love all the Slasher of the Mudman movies.
Really? Which one's your favorite?
Oh, it's gotta be number 7 when the Mudman turns out to actually be his brother.
Right.
Is slashing all the people. That's crazy. And it's crazy that he wasn't even covered in mud in that movie, but instead went for grass. Like it was obvious because the brother cuts grass and he was covered in grass, so it should have worked.
You know, a lot of people don't like Slasher of the Mudman in space, but I actually thought that was really innovative.
It's actually really, really good. I actually really enjoyed that one. You know, that one and Slasher of the Mudman, we're all family that drive cars. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was a unique one. Yeah.
Yeah, I freaking love Vin Diesel, man.
You guys go through the Slasher of the Mudman typography, and eventually you're gonna get into your jammies that she's giving you.
Right. As we're walking, I really want to do like insight on her mind, because Casey for some reason seems really different than these other kids, at least to me. What's going on?
The names for this movie. Yeah. So what would you like to do? Now, you don't know that when the place is in lockdown, they have a detector for any type of psychic ability. So that's what you're trying to do?
No.
No. sounded like that's what you said you were trying to do.
That's what Gia would do. Junie
That's what
is
Gia
going to
did do.
play to her strengths
Okay.
and be a friend.
Okay. Okay.
Like, hey, she's gonna be like, hey, I don't mean to come on like strong or anything. I know we just met, but you know, I did go to a lot of therapy. There seems to be something on your mind. You can be honest with me. We just bonded over the mud slasher movies.
We're friends now.
We're friends now. I promise. Whatever we talk about stays here.
Okay. Let's roll for friendship. Okay, so let's see. Okay, I'll say that as you say that, she kind of looks at you as if she's about to say something as you guys are walking to Sarah's room, but I'll say that you get there before you can start having conversation because the rooms where you're at are literally just right next to each other. Like they have some room, but they're right next to each other. So you just walk literally down the hall to Sarah's room. Sarah's room is also a cell. It's kind of like a like Disney's Aladdin exploded. So she has like a lot of like star tapestries sort of on the walls and hanging from the ceiling. She has a 4-poster bed that has like the white mesh coming down. There's a lot of like floor pillows and like really beautiful saturated colors like reds and purples and blues. There's a lot of gold accents. And she has the oldest television you have ever seen. We're talking circa 1986. And it is sitting like it's a small one. It's not like a big one, but it's like sitting on her table. And she already has made like almost like a little fort that you guys can like sit under with some of her blankets. So she's put some pillows under there. She's got some snacks, and she has the VHS of Slasher of the Mudman. And she doesn't have all of them because she wasn't able to bring them all, but she has a good collection. And so she is kind of setting that up, and she turns around and sees you two coming in. She's like, hey, take a seat. I have popcorn, pretzels, gummy worms, and crackers in case anyone has like sensitivity. These are saltless. These are saltless crackers.
I will say that I know we haven't known each other for long, but this room is so you.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Yeah, like it's really giving Bratz, and I love it.
Yeah, it took us like 4 trips to get everything in here, but it was necessary because how am I supposed to sleep in this little tiny room without at least a third of my stuff?
Understandable.
You all sit down. She pops in. Slasher of the Madman. Oh my gosh, what was that one? I don't even remember. 4. Who knows what that's about? I guess it's about him. This is like a new arc, maybe, where a new character who turns out to be like his daughter or niece. It can like see. He can like see through her eyes.
Slasher of the Mudman for the prodigal son.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. And you guys begin to watch that with the lights up. The alarms are still blaring. And you and these other 2 people, Danny and Tony eventually come in with their little pajamas and they have like their own pillows and stuff and they make their way in. They're a little bit late. And Tony actually comes with even more snacks. He actually tells you that, raided the fridge. And so he has like a jug of chocolate milk and some other stuff. And so he puts all that stuff down. And you guys are watching the movie for really a couple of minutes. And it has to be turned up really, really loud because the sirens are blaring. And all 4 of them are having a good time, eating, watching the movie, laughing, chit-chatting. Sirens are blaring.
Does it
Sirens
look
are
like they're gorging on snacks this time, like they did in the cafeteria?
Oh yeah,
All right.
still gorging
All right.
on snack.
Juni's had enough. Juni is going to first she's gonna ask. She's like, so do the sirens happen a lot? Because you guys don't seem concerned.
Tony is kind of like shoving a whole handful of popcorn in his mouth. He's like, no, it didn't happen a lot. Maybe the second time. Is it the second time? He looks over at Sarah. She's like, I don't know. Maybe. She kind of
doesn't worry you at all that
looks at you.
there may be like a fire.
She kind of looks at you and she's like, don't worry about it. It'll go off eventually.
Okay, cool. That's wonderful. Juni's gonna get up. She is first going to look around for security. Like she's gonna check the window. She's gonna check, the hallway, see if there's like security like roaming this section.
As you say, okay, cool, and then get up and begin to walk around the room. When you turn around from like the window, you see that all four of them are kind of in sync with one another. They have stopped what they're doing and they are watching you with wide eyes. Silent.
And if I deem that it's pretty safe, I look back at them and I'm like, everything okay?
There's a moment where they're just watching you, staring at you. And it's almost as if they're mid stopping something they've been doing. So Tony was eating a handful of popcorn. The popcorn's still clutched in his hand. It's just he's holding it while he's like watching you. Same with Sarah, same with Casey, same with Danny. And then in like the moment after like you speak, there's like still silence. And then Casey just goes, yeah, we just weren't sure what you were doing. I thought we were gonna watch the movie.
We are. I was just, yeah, you know what? I am going to use my hypochondriac skills and all of the books I've read and gaining all of the knowledge and trying to channel my inner Hayden to diagnose these people and try to fix them.
Okay. That sounds like brains.
I'm doing everything I can. I'm taking in all of the Mud Slasher movies. I'm taking in the books I've read, everything I've ever tried to diagnose me with before I see a doctor, anything to figure out what's going on and fix these people. All right, brains.
I think from what you've seen, let's make the DC a 5.
God, because I cannot blow up again. It's not gonna happen. Thank goodness I rolled a 5 plus 1 6.
Okay. They don't. There is clearly something off about them. You've noticed that so far with mainly the eating. But that moment where they were all still watching you, it seemed to be automatic, like not something they could control. I'll say, I mean, you beat the DC, but you didn't get, 5 over or anything. So I'll say that you know that, and you can kind of tell from just their mannerisms when that happened that it was clearly triggered by something. Tony begins to continue to shovel popcorn in his mouth.
Yeah.
Danny is laughing at the movie.
Juni sits back down just like a little bit. She puts a little bit of distance between them, and she takes out her wand, and in the cell, she puts like some kind of barrier around the cell, like an illusion. And that also like silences it so that if anybody were to like come down the hallway, they would just see a bunch of teenagers watching a movie and shoveling a bunch of food into their mouths and enjoying their time.
Okay, that sounds like illusion magic. What are you wanting to roll for that?
Charm.
Why would you roll charm?
Grit. Can I roll grit? It's my next highest. Does grit make sense? Yeah.
I will say this. As you pull out your wand and you are about to cast something, you stop immediately as you hear a voice from the door, and everyone sitting next to you whips over to look at the door. And surprisingly, in the doorway is someone you recognize.
Okay, dang it.
And he just the guy pops his head in. He goes, "Hey gang, just wanted to see if you needed anything." And this is Dr. Zebulon. You have not taken a course with him, but you know that he is one of the teachers, one of the activity specialists at the camp. You also know he is Cinder's father. And I'm going to need, as you took your wand out, as you were thinking of doing this thing, as he looks at each and every one of everyone's faces, I'm going to need you to know what you'd like to do.
Oh my God, gosh. Oh my goodness. Should I just go ahead and do what I was going to do anyway and make it quick? Or should I try to talk to this man? I do care about Cinder, but now I'm wondering if he's evil. He's in charge of the food. Maybe he's poisoning these kids.
You were having this panic attack in this moment. And so before you're able to do anything, I think a grit roll is appropriate here to see if you keep your head. Let's make it's a pretty shocking revelation. Let's make the DC 6.
For Juni, but it's not fair for me. I got a 9.
Okay. You are able to keep it together, and all of these thoughts are happening rapidly in your head, and you are trying to figure out what to do, make a plan. What are you doing?
Okay. I think she's a little she is in shock that this man is here, and she stands up and she's like, what are you doing here? You know that Cinder's alive, right? Like she's alive.
Okay. Well, that's an interesting response. He kind of is taken aback by you standing up and saying this, and so is all of the other children as they all look at you as well. And we'll come back to you in a moment as we see what's going on with Ebb. Ebb, the alarms have been blaring since you busted out of the side wall. You are racing as fast as you can, but not as fast as the feet that are chasing after you. You can hear the guards screaming at each other as they kind of try to chase you down. You also can hear an intercom static because outside there are little intercom like boxes that are covered with like, you know, fake plants and everything to disguise them. But you hear Dr. Helmuth's voice ring out on the outside of the compound as you're running, as she speaks to the guards, but also no reason she probably couldn't have done this privately. She wants you to hear this. And it rings out. She says, "There has been a breach. I repeat, there has been a breach. The assailant is considered extremely dangerous. Do not underestimate her. Use any force necessary. I will accept her return to me, dead or alive."
Cool, 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 cool.
It has been several minutes. Like all of the stuff that's been happening with Gia and Juni and Hayden, you have been running for your life out here. And I think it's at this moment where all you are doing, Gia, you've gotten up and you're talking to Dr. Zebulon. Juni, you and Hayden have connected and you guys are trying to figure out what's going on. Gia and Hayden, but it's at this point when all of you are where you're at right now in your stories that you hear the announcement. So Ebb, you have been running for about like 5-10 minutes already. What's your plan? What are you doing?
I'm trained for this. Okay, so there was always a possibility that I would get kidnapped at some point. So we're going to hide in the woods, right? There's woods here, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to take advantage of our very small stature and magical ability and go basically invisible into the brush and be as quiet as possible.
Okay. Go ahead and first give me a flight roll as you're being chased to see if you can kind of outmaneuver them so that when you become invisible and hide, they can't see you. Let's make the DC. Let's make the DC a 5. You had a good head start.
Okay, here we go. Ooh, that's a 9 plus 2, so that's 11. I can number.
All right. Yeah, you were gone. They really haven't like been able to get eyes on you, which is why they have been screaming at each other. You're very tiny, and now you're really tiny and in a overgrown island that hasn't been inhabited outside for a long time. So they have scattered. Like you can see them. They have scattered and they are looking around for you, but they cannot see you.
Okay. Ebb takes all the mud she possibly can and gets every part of her body that is white in any way muddy so that she is like brown and dark.
Perfect. You were covered head to toe.
If she can find a thorn bush, she's gonna get into the thorn bush.
Oh, okay. You want to get into a thorn bush. Yeah, there's probably thorn bushes. You can probably get in there.
Great. And while I'm in there, I'm going to go into my gross form and start plucking my spines out and putting them on the branches around the thorn bush so that they look like thorns, but they're deadly thorns.
Ah, very smart. A trap. Wonderful.
A trap.
There is badass 80s action songs and music in the background as you are sticking these spines to different places and completely hiding yourself from the people who are looking for you. You can hear them.
Take out my Matryoshka doll and put little army like things under her eyes, just like me.
little black streaks.
Yeah.
When you do that, she looks like she has her eyebrows painted, and they're painted down now in a serious.
We're gonna do it, man. We're ready.
You two are indeed ready for the world as this announcement goes out. hunkering down, waiting for anyone to pass by. This announcement rings out outside, but it also rings out inside at the exact same time. All of you are kind of in the middle of what you're doing. Also, while all of this is happening, a tiny little creature hops down from a vent in one of the staff kitchens. It kind of scurries across the kitchen table, too small and fast to be seen by anybody in the kitchen, and it finds itself into another vent. Ebb, where would you like this little nightmare version of yourself to go?
Okay, so we need information and we need it fast, and all the alarms are going off, and we know that what's her face is busy doing stuff. So I want her to go to the doctor's office and try to see as much information in there as she can.
Okay. She indeed does. I'm gonna say she is. Where is she? I'll say that she was near like the director's office, and so she's gonna go to the medical bay, which is to the left of her. And let's go ahead and see if I can do this. That work? It does. Yeah. Okay. So she is going through the vents, and so she is able to go from like the little kitchen area that was next to the director's office through the vents and pops out into the medical bay. At the moment, there is no one in the medical bay. It is beautiful and pristine. It is a clean, white, sterile environment. There is a medical table and a bed, as well as a little table where the doctor can sit, a whole bunch of medical equipment, and a large cabinet that is a filing cabinet also that is right next to the table.
Not terrifying at all. So
she kind of looks around, and I will say, let me see if I want her to roll something. Let me get her to roll brains to see if she can see anything of interest in this place. DC is going to be, DC is a 4.
Okay, I'll have to explode. It's a 3, which is close. Okay. Do I have any plus to brains? No. No, I don't.
She sort of chitters like that. Mm-hmm. And another little girl kind of hops out of the vent on the other side of the room. Go ahead and make another brains roll. DC is now 2.
Ooh, together. We're working together. Here we go. Hiya! That's a 1.
Behind her is another little girl, and behind the one that just came out is another one. There are now 4 of these little tiny nightmare Ebbs in this room. And go ahead and roll again. DC is going to be a 1.
Oh, good. I can get that one. Hey, it's a 2.
Yay. They all scurry across the top where they came out of the vents on top of the cabinets. They all scurry together, meet with one another, and then hold each other's hands so that they can scale down the side of the cabinet, jump down onto the table, run across the table to the filing cabinet, and realize that when they get to the filing cabinet, they are too tiny to open up the doors. However, they do know that the filing cabinet is where paperwork is stored. And they also know that the cabinet next to it that's locked has a lot of weird chemicals in it. They don't they won't be able to read anything or use anything. They won't be able to do anything with anything, but they know that this stuff might be important. And so they all begin to chitter again. And you can't hear this, but if anyone was in this room, they'd be able to hear little feet running in the vents as they call more for assistance.
Yes.
Let's go back to, where were we? Let's go back to Gia, because I think we started with Gia.
What's up?
Actually, no. Sorry. Let's go back to Sploop, because we started with Sploop.
Sploop.
And we're back around once again. We've hit everybody. So while all of this has been going on, Sploop has still been trying to get out of this vat, which has been, I'll say that they've been mediating the vat bursting. They've been trying to, like, they've brought out the duct tape. And so they've been able to keep it together. So what is Sploop doing to try and escape?
So they just kind of kept it from breaking apart.
Yeah.
But did the mesh thing is already broken though, right?
Yes, the mesh is broken. The larger eel-like creatures were able to go down. And you will be able to go down too. You just need to try again because you're going against the current, and there were more. I'll say that there's less now because they're all escaping.
Yes. Yes, my beautiful army. Okay.
So now that it's no longer broken, you can just wait until they all leave. That way you don't have to make a roll. Or you can try to go while there's still a bit of a clog.
I mean, I'm gonna try to go while there's still a clog because I feel like their bodies will like help me fight the current. Just like when you drive behind a big truck to avoid the wind. Like,
gotcha.
Just trying to do that.
Okay, go ahead and make a flight roll. We'll say this time the DC is going to be 5.
Okay. Come on, Sploop. That's a 7.
Yeah, you were able to slip back down the tube. At this point, there is absolute panic in the room, and you can, Sploop can see that people are running in and out of the room as they are trying to most likely follow wherever the pipe lets out so that they can recapture these creatures. But you were able to get down and go into the back current, and you find yourself back in that same long tube where there are 3 tubes that go to the left, 3 tubes that go to the right.
Okay.
So go ahead and, well,
I
actually I was going to have you roll, but you're no longer fighting the current because you're with a bunch of eels. So you can pick 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8.
Which one did I pick first time?
You picked 3.
Okay. 5, 6, 7, or 8. Is that what you said?
Yes, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8.
Well, 7's a lucky number. Let's go 7.
Okay. Sploop goes into
before he leaves all the eels, he wants to make one more impassioned speech.
Okay.
Remember, you are glorious, glorious creatures that deserve to be living in the wild. You should find that wild and eat all of the magical items you can. Be free.
They all squirm excitedly, being given a new directive, and they all descend throughout the waterways of the facility. As you head into a room. This room is another lab, but this one is slightly different. There is another kiosk. There are a couple of people in here working. And there is a huge, like, it kind of looks like a bulbous table, I guess, but it's connected to the floor. I guess that's what it would look like, the sploop, and it's kind of glowing like an orange yellow. And then there is another tank that you flow into. And this tank is not empty. It does have something in it. I think I'm going to want a grit roll from Sploop as he goes into this tank. DC, I think, is going to be a 6.
Okay. Grit is a D10. Where's my D10? Here it is. Okay. 7 plus 2. That's 9. What was the DC?
6.
I did it. 9.
Okay. He swims into this tank, and to his horror, there is a small child that is floating in this liquid. It's the same green liquid that the eels were in. He has to also go through the same like mesh current. He is now in with a child that is suspended in this liquid.
Is it like the liquid that he's in? Does it like taste weird to him? Like he's breathing it in. So like, is it doing anything to him?
It's not. It doesn't seem to be. I mean, it obviously has some sort of strange properties, but it is water. But it's not
Green.
But yeah, but it's just an odd tinge of green.
Does it feel magical?
Sure. We'll say yes. It feels magical.
Interesting. Is the child seems to be asleep or like dead?
Would he like to check that?
Yup. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, come on. You have to be alive. This can't be the death of you.
Go ahead and make a brains roll.
Oh, no.
DC is gonna be a 5.
Ugh. All right. He really wants to succeed on this, so I rolled a 3, but I'm going to spend 2 adversity tokens to make it a 5.
Okay. Somebody call heads or tails?
Tails.
All right. The child is not hooked up to any life supports he can see.
Either you're like Mistress, and you can breathe water, or you're very dead. I think you're very dead.
Outside of this container, unlike the other one, which was a huge tall vat, this one is horizontal. So it's laying down, or the child inside the container is laying flat, and they're just floating. But it's also much longer. And outside, along with those two things, there's a woman in here that has a lab coat on. She is writing down some things, and you can kind of see that she comes over to the vat. She does not see you, but she is going to like write something on a clipboard, and then put something on like the the bottom on the outside of this container, like a
sticker or something.
Yeah, like a chart, like putting a piece of the chart on an area outside where it would need to be. And then she's going to go back to her desk and, type on the computer. If Sploop is looking around a little bit, he'll also probably see something quite alarming. There is on the screen, there is a list of who has access to this room, because this is a specific type of room that only certain people have access to.
Oh, and whose name is on it?
Gia, what did I call the woman? What did I call her? The woman you work with, was her name Cherry? Or
Yeah.
I feel like it was Cherry. I
That
may be
feels right.
wrong.
It's Cherry now.
Yeah, we're gonna make it Cherry because I can't remember what I called her.
Whatever. If it wasn't Cherry before, that was just her nickname, but her real name is Cherry.
Gotcha. We'll call her, let me write this down now. Cherry Vanderbilt, it says.
She was the one that you were gossiping with last.
Yes.
episode. Okay.
Let me write this. Here we go. Cherry Vanderbilt, it says. And the other name is Gianna Marino. Marino.
Well, Sploop wouldn't know the first one because only Gia hung out with that person.
Right.
And not us. But we would know, obviously, Gia's name. Oh, that's horrifying. Wait, I have to look at the face of the kid. Who is the kid?
How would he know to identify? Are you trying to see like who he has seen before and see if it's one of those kids?
Yeah, well, yeah, because we saw all those 3 dead kids out. And then also, like, he's always with Ebb, so whoever she hung out with, he would know their faces because he's always in her boot.
Okay.
And he's more concerned that this might be the real Gia.
Oh. It doesn't look like this is a child he recognizes. It is not Melissa, Cleo, or Cinder.
Okay. Somebody dead we don't care about. Okay.
And it's not Gia.
Good. He's going to salute her and pat her on the cheek and say, "I'm very sorry for your loss, but I must continue my mission." And he's going to try to escape out of this tank too.
Okay. It's going to be another flight roll to see if you can get through the current. It's not muddled up by a bunch of eels this time, so it shouldn't be that difficult. You just have to swish through. So I'll do a DC 4.
Okay. Ooh, 12. That explodes. 15, and then plus 2, 16, 17. 17 flight.
I will say that you go so fast back through the current that you just keep going, and you go immediately through the larger pipe that you came from and directly into the next room, which is right across from 7, which is 4. And in this room, it is once again more of these horizontal, like floating beds that have the green liquid inside of them. But there's several of them. Another kiosk, a couple more scientists, and of course, more children.
Great. There's like a bunch of these like dead floaty.
Now, I will
children.
say, in the other one, you couldn't tell if they were on life support or not because there was nothing connected to them.
Mm-hmm.
There's also nothing connected to these children. But they are all laying just like the other ones, floating.
In the weird magic green liquid.
Mm-hmm.
That's terrifying.
There are several of them. Several of these several of these vats. There's like one big one and then another one and then another one and another one. So there are a couple of kids in here.
The vat that he's in, is there like is there like a plug at the bottom of the tank or anything? Like, is there a way to drain the tank?
There could be. You can certainly try to search for one.
I want to look for one. Yes, please.
Okay. I will say you can either try something different other than brains to try to ascertain if Sploop can connect or do something with these kids. So I will actually allow a charm if he's trying to do something there. Or it would be another brains.
Yeah. He wants to try to like wake them up. He's hoping that they're in that weird coma that the other kids are in.
Mm-hmm.
So he wanted to try to see if he could like drain the tank and get them to wake up somehow. But
Okay.
he's just a fish though.
We'll go ahead and roll a charm as he swims around trying to find a solution to this. Let's see what he finds trying to connect with these kids in the vats. Let's make the DC a 10.
Ooh. Okay. Which one was I rolling?
Charm.
Charm. Okay, great. That's awesome. We love charm. Whoa! Natural 20 plus 2 is 22.
Wow.
He's the most charismatic fish.
A 20 would explode. You should roll it again.
Oh, shoot. 11. So 22 plus 11 is 33.
Okay.
He turns into a person and
Sploop, as he's swimming around, he realizes that the green magical substance is something that he could use to telekinetically interact with these children.
Ooh.
So what does he say?
Young soldiers of this camp, you are being held against your will. You are being used for your powers. Rise up, and fight back.
I am going to roll something.
Great.
I'm going to make the DC 6. I'm going to roll a D12. So could go either way. Let's see. Oh.
Is
So
it?
close. It's a 5.
Dang it.
This wasn't for it not working. It works fine because you already did the roll. That was for something else. Swoop does this, and the vats begin to like bubble with strange kinetic energy. This, of course, sends the scientist that's in here into a bit of a tizzy as they look around and wonder what the heck is happening there. It's at this point that the alarms stop.
Oh no.
And it's finally quiet again. But the scientists are not really sure what's going on. They've never seen this happen. And as the bubbles are kind of like getting heavier and heavier in the different vats, I will say that you're able to like follow them to another port, another area, not the way you came.
I go.
You follow
Thank you,
that.
children.
You follow that, and it actually leads you. Where would that lead you? It's actually going to lead you down another like long tube, down another tube. You're moving quick now, and the green substance obviously turns back to white when you get into the regular tubes, and then you see another passageway. You realize you are no longer in that same room, the 4, and you once again pop out. You don't find like something that will release them from the inside. You feel like you would need to be on the outside. Someone would need to be on the outside where the controls are to actually let any of these contraptions open. But because you had such a high roll, the children are trying to help you in their own way. And so they are basically changing the flow and helping you get to somewhere interesting. You pop up in another vat. This one is again vertical, like the very first one you were in, much larger. And you pop up from the bottom. And as you float up into this vat, you realize you're in another room. On the outside of this room is there are no scientists. The room is actually quite dark on the outside. It looks as if like the doors are closed, the lights are off. So no one is in here monitoring this room particularly. And as Swoop floats up and up and up, he hits a foot. And he continues to swim up. And he sees the face of a comatose Gia.
I knew it.
Floating in this tank. And that's where we'll leave Sploop as we go back and see what Gia is doing. Not that Gia, the other Gia. The totally real Gia. Don't worry about it.
It's totally real.
Real Gia. Don't worry about it. Gia, you have been taken to the director. She has been trying to like deal with some things, and while you were walking with the 2 guards, somebody did hand you, like a little something for your nose so you can get cleaned up while you're walking. Yeah. They didn't let you bleed out.
That's nice.
But yeah, they took you all the way past the West Wing where Juni is actually at. And probably if you had been paying attention, but you probably aren't, you probably would have seen Dr. Zebulon
Sure not.
standing in the hallway. But you pass that. The gates open. At this point, the alarm finally ends after after you hear the director call out that Ebb can be brought back dead or alive. And you actually enter, they take you all the way over to a very, very large room where you see a bunch of kiosks and computers all lining this huge room. And in the center is essentially multiple monitors and a bunch of people who are sitting on those desks. And of course, Dr. Helmuth kind of standing over everyone watching. And on the monitors are different views of Camp What a Day. And they are switching from different places as they watch what's going on in the camp. And the two guards take you to Dr. Helmuth immediately. And she kind of looks over at them, kind of confused why they're there. And they explain to her. We had a quick question, Dr. Helmuth. We know that she's and they kind of look at you and then look back. Sometimes a little on the fritz, but we got a notification that there was some attempt at interconnection via telekinesis during the alarm. And she looks at them and then looks to you.
Yeah, I was just trying to do what you asked me to and gather my friends and get them back safely into the rooms that you had for them. Hayden's there now. I heard that Ebb broke out, which, let's be honest, I think that was always going to happen. So, just trying to wrangle the ones I can back into their where they belong. Like you asked me to.
She crosses her arms. And failing, I see.
I would probably have been successful if Dumb and Dumber over here hadn't interrupted me.
They kind of look at you and look back at Dr. Helmuth like, oh, we were only doing what we thought. And she kind of puts up a hand to them to stop talking. You two are dismissed. And they sort of
whoever handed me like the handkerchief or whatever, I hand the now very bloody one back to them.
He takes it with like two little fingers. All right, thanks. And they walk out. She looks back at the screens.
I also look at the screens.
On the screens, you see the camp. Just as you all left it, who knows how long ago, doesn't seem that long. The camp has resumed. You see people in archery. You see people going to Miss Gilda's class. You see Grim doing his ward work.
Nobody seems concerned.
She doesn't look at you, but she continues to look at the screens. Yes, parents had been informed. The ones who gave consent, of course, they understood the risks. And the other ones, we will, of course, pay them out a hefty severance.
It looks like things are proceeding as best as they can.
She now looks over at you. Gianna,
Ma'am.
you have been a useful experiment. But we are on a bit of a timeline.
You're right. I should get back to it.
Before you're able to turn and leave, you see a different guard who has been kind of standing on the side, kind of step forward. I think perhaps we need to reevaluate your processing. I feel like we went a bit wrong with this model. And he continues to step towards you.
I take a step back for every step he takes forward. We've had significant delays, ma'am. I would hate for you to have to delay further. I will simply do better rather than make you start from scratch.
Start from scratch. No. We have, and she finally, she kind of puts up her hand to him and looks over at you. Don't get me wrong. You have been invaluable, or the information we've been able to gather has been invaluable. We have done almost everything in terms of experimentation that we set out to do, and it has been successful. However, this operation of ours is getting a bit risky for, she kind of looks up as she says this, the company. And unfortunately, we just have to start making some, decisions on cutting some of the weight. I'm sure you understand. And then the guard begins to walk towards you again.
How far am I from the door?
I will say this is a huge room. There are that guard, a couple of other guards that are at the two entrances, and there's another entrance also behind you. So there are 3 doors. The one that's probably at the back of the room is probably your closest one, but it has shutters. I will say that around this time, the alarms go off, but the shutters have not reopened. So if you don't have access to open that shutter and you run to it, it won't open, but you can still try. And then, of course, there are other scientists in here.
Do the guards have like weapons that I can see?
Yep.
Or would I know like what weapons do they have?
They have guns.
Oh, good.
They are military.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do something stupid. She's going to telepathically scream out to Hayden and Juni to run. And at the same time, she's going to try to use magic to blast the door open.
Oh, okay. I like this. I will say that you're doing 2 separate things here.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be, because also, but technically you're doing 3. You're trying to communicate to everyone, you're trying to run to the door before someone catches up to you,
Mhm.
and you're trying to blow the door out. So
In that order. Probably.
let's do rolls in that order. And while we're doing rolls in that order, particularly for the first roll, Hayden and Juni, you both will be able to react after that roll. In the second flight roll, Ebb, you will be able to react, as I'm sure your little minions are in the area. And in the third roll, everyone will be able to react in whatever way they think they can. On the map, you'll see where Gia is. She is in this large area in the back of the West Wing. Sploop is all the way over here in the experiment wing. And I believe Hayden and Juni's closest in the West Wing. And then Hayden, you are in the gold sector, I believe.
Yep.
However, if you see a red line, that means that for a human, you have to get through a barrier physically. So let's roll charm as you blast out to everyone to see how they respond. We will actually do this opposed. Hayden and Juni, you guys are both going to do grit because you guys are both kind of in the middle of something. There's a lot happening where you all are. So let's see how that works. So Hayden and Juni grit, Gia charm.
All right, kids. Oh no. You have to beat a 5. No, a 7 because I have 2 to charm.
Oh, never mind. I got a 6.
It's maybe doable. Oh, and that explodes. Hell yeah.
Nice.
This is a 16.
God damn.
Okay.
It's the one time my grid has ever exploded. I couldn't do it when Hayden was almost dying, but it did it today. Damn it.
Okay. Gia screams out to both of you telepathically to run. Juni, you hear this, but it's in the middle of the craziness that's happening with these new kids, and now Dr. Zebulon, and you just confronted him. It's a lot for you. And you're just like, oh my gosh, come on.
Yeah.
But luckily you don't have to think much longer because Hayden, with such a high roll, I will say in the instant you hear Gia's voice, your body and your magic does the opposite, and you disappear and reappear next to Juni.
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
And then you and Juni disappear and you reappear not inside of the room. You guys are on the outside, on this side, on the outside of the door of the room. Basically, your magic or perhaps your bracelet has gotten you as close to the thing that was trying to tell you to run, but your magic knew that it was asking for help.
Yeah, basically managed to just pull a Nightcrawler.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Literally. I will say that if you want, you are able, both of you actually, you are able to put your familiars inside of the room. And they can be next to Gia. And this all happens in a matter of a second. Second roll. At this point, Gia, you do that, but you don't know what's happened. Unless someone's familiar is in the room. So go ahead and roll flight. And let's see if you can get from basically you and kind of backing up, but get from where you are quick enough to get to the door to then do something before something else happens.
Before I get shot.
Yes. I think that's going to be a flight against flight, you and the the guard. I mean, these guards are trained, and I believe I gave them last time a D10, probably. So let's see what you got to beat. You have to beat oh my gosh, a 9. Ooh.
Dice can explode. Oh, it didn't.
Okay.
That's a 3.
You whip around and make your way, run as fast as you can. You don't even make it halfway to the door. However, you have turned around and you are looking at the door, so you can still try to do whatever you were trying to do next. As the guard, he isn't going to shoot you, but he does put his gum up to tell you to stop, and another guard runs forward to grab you.
So the guy that's running for me, is he between me and the door?
No, they are both behind you.
Damn. Is there anyone between me and the door?
Nope.
All right, I'm just gonna try and blast the door open.
Okay. Before you do that, is anyone wanting to do anything? I will say, as you do that run noise to everyone inside their head, I'll say it also obviously hits the heads of the little Ebbs, and so I'll say inside of the room, hopping out of a vent, or maybe just standing in a vent, is a little nightmare Ebb. And they're just kind of standing there watching, not really sure what to do.
Okay. So definitely one is gonna jump out and try to, if the vent is the vent on the floor or in the ceiling?
It can be on the floor.
Okay. Then she's gonna bust out the vent and run to the guy with the gun pointed at Gia and bite the shit out of his ankle.
Wonderful. You can choose to do flight to let me know like how fast she moves. I mean, they move pretty fast. I did already say that. Or you can just have them go whatever speed they go, and then do your brawn or fight, probably, because they have teeth. They have sharp teeth. They're quite terrifying. Yeah, you can do fight or brawn to see how badly the person gets mauled. So yes, I'll just say that she jumps out and quickly scurries across the room. Gia, your back is to this little thing, so you don't see what's happening. And she quickly scurries across the room, gets to his boot, and scurries underneath his pant leg. And go ahead and roll fighter brawn. DC, okay. I mean, DC is going to be a 4 because he doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah, the goal is to get him to either drop the gun or just like completely look at me so that he's not pointing a gun at Gia. Hiya! I got a 5.
Okay. Yeah, she fully bites. I mean, and as I've explained, these don't actually look like Ebb. They are kind of monstrous versions of her, but really tiny. And so she's able to kind of make her jaw and mouth much, much bigger than her actual mouth would allow. Razor sharp teeth jut out, and she unfortunately, he's gonna have a hard time walking, probably forever, as she chomps on his leg and rips out an entire chunk. And he does more than drop the gun. Obviously, he is screaming and howling in pain. He's fallen on the ground. He's holding his leg. He's cursing. He's like, "Oh my God." And he's obviously bleeding all over the place. And I would assume she would just probably continue to do that.
Oh yeah,
So
she's
we'll
gonna
have
drink
her
as much blood as
we'll have her
possible.
roll for as long as he's on the ground. Other people, including the guard that is running to grab Gia, kind of turn around in shock. Dr. Helmuth turns in shock. All the scientists turn in shock. They don't know what's going on.
Be
And
afraid.
so, Gia, you have a bit of a reprieve. I'll
Nice.
say that you're able to make the rest of the way to the door. What are you doing now?
Blasting it open
Okay. How would you like to do that?
with magic.
Okay.
I would like just like take out my wand and demand that the door not be there anymore.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay. All right. You do that. Let's do charm.
Not fight or fight? Damn.
Oh, you can do fight as well.
Oh yeah, let me fight the door.
Let's do DC. Let's do DC 7.
Ooh. 17.
Okay. Hayden and Juni, as you two pop on the other side of this door, Juni, you are a bit disoriented. You're not really sure what just happened. I mean, you understand what happened, but you also don't know what happened. Hayden, you aren't disoriented, but you are a touch alarmed that happened without you really thinking about it. Probably thinking you need to get that under control. But you are both standing just in front of a metal door in a different part of the facility. And at first, you don't really know why you're here, but then you hear someone screaming on the other side of the door. Oh my God, my leg. Oh my gosh, I can't. You can hear that. And then you can hear people getting up and running around in panic. And then all of a sudden, as you're kind of like standing there wondering what's happening, Gia, what happens to the door?
I think it just explodes outward in I'm gonna say for the lulz, a bunch of like glittery feathers.
Perfect. Hayden and Juni, you hear a violent crack and crash as the door is torn apart. This metal door is torn apart, and you're expecting a bunch of metal to be flown in your direction. And you are covered in glitter and feathers. As Gia walks out,
Gia,
and you all
sprints
three
out.
look at each other.
Gia's running.
Okay, Gia's running out.
Gia's running, and Gia sees the two of you, and like grabs both of your arms, and it's like, gotta go. Helmuth is homicidal. We're all gonna die. Fucking run.
I don't really think we have a choice but to follow.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Ever yoinked.
Where are you going? Left or right?
Would I have an idea of how to get out of this facility?
Yes. So the facility is organized in a way to where there's one way in, one way out. And it is on the other side of where you are.
Cool.
So you would take a left, and if you could get through the stairs, that'd be the quickest way. Basically, those little 3 lines there would actually move you to these little 3 lines. Where's my little thing? Here we go. Select these little 3 lines here.
Cool. I'm gonna drag him that way.
Okay. You're all being followed. Ebb, go ahead and roll another fight.
Oh dear.
DC is again going to be 4.
Yeah. 8.
Ooh, that's rough.
Oh wait, this is a D8, so it explodes. Hold on.
Ooh,
8 plus 5. What's that number?
13.
What Hayden said. He's got a brain.
well,
This
that
man
is
just
rough
being
for the
devoured.
guy on the ground. Yeah.
Hey, man.
Other guards are trying to help him, but he just keeps screaming like there's something on my leg, there's something on my leg. And so they're trying to ripping like his pant leg open to try and like find. And it's like a episode, it's like Gremlins where
Oh, it's
somebody
like
opens it and they see this little tiny girl, huge teeth, covered in blood. Gianna looks back and is like, and they're like, "Oh my god, what is that?" And so everyone's freaking out. They don't know what's going on. She has been biting him a lot, and so he's probably gonna lose the leg. And then she
Great.
darts.
Good.
She darts back over to the vent, leaving little bloody footprints. Some of the scientists have jumped up on the chairs. Even Dr. Helmuth has like backed away. She's like, I don't want anything to do with that. And they're trying to give him first aid. But Dr. Helmuth at some point, comes back to herself after this, and she is like, go and get them, and telling some of the other guards to go run out after you. So as you guys are running, you can hear people running after you. Where are you trying to go? Are you trying to go straight, or are you trying to go down the stairs?
Trying for the stairs.
Okay. That also has another security gate that's closed. So you can try to open it, or you can try to bust it open. All 3 of you are there now.
Let's start with trying to open it.
Okay. Use your badge.
Yeah.
Heads or tails, somebody.
Always tails.
Tails down.
It opens.
Sweet, let's go.
It opens quickly, just as you hear or see people rounding the corner. You guys run up the stairs or down the stairs, whichever one, and you find yourselves on the other side of the compound in a couple of minutes as you're running. They are again going to still follow you. So as you're like running down the stairs, you can hear, or up the stairs, you can hear them following you. So you can try to do something because it'll take a couple of minutes to get to the other side. You can try to do something to stop them, or you can just
Yeah.
look at.
I'd like to do something. I'm gonna use magic to make the stairs that we pass go up instead of down.
Oh, cool.
So they're like stuck in like, the stair optical illusion where they think they're going down, but they're going up.
Okay. What are you wanting to roll for that? I'm gonna say they don't have magic. At least you haven't seen them use magic, and I'm gonna say they don't have magic. So they're not gonna try to like. But I think if you take out your wand, they are gonna understand what you're doing. So it can be a fight because they are, but that does mean that they're gonna try to stop you range. So they are gonna shoot you.
I'm going to see. I'm gonna use my hands.
Okay.
And I'll make it. Can I use grit? Because there's a lot happening in this situation. I'm still having a panic attack. I need to concentrate.
To cast magic?
Yeah, but it's up to you.
I'm gonna say it probably needs to be a brawn, a fight. Yeah, a brawn or a fight.
I'll do fight.
Okay. It's going to be against their fight. You need to beat a 10.
Oh, wonderful. I just need to get a 4.
Just do whatever Gia told you. This is
Oh.
your time.
Yes, of course. I just got to get a 4 on a D4.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a 9.
Okay, not bad. You all see Juni trying to do this, and it's kind of working. Like the illusion is beginning to like there's like the heat waves you can kind of see as the illusion starts to form. But then a couple of rays of bullets come down towards you guys. None of them hit you, but they are very close, and they kind of bounce off of the metal railings. And so it kind of pushes you back away from and breaks your concentration.
She screams, "That is not okay! That is not okay! Right now! I have another do with right now."
Is anyone else doing anything?
I have an idea, but I've been destroying things a lot recently, so go for it, Benji.
Think of anything. I'm kind of just even thinking for a half second, and before he even has kind of a chance to react, Argos kind of takes a half step in front of him, and I'm gonna use the thing. Just gives off a bark in this kind of hallway. And in a weird way, something about this has shifted from the dog y'all have seen. To where this is a much stronger bark than he has ever seemed to have had before.
Indeed, it is. It reverberates across. I mean, this place already has an echo because you're in a stairwell, but it's loud. It's ear-piercingly loud. In fact, I will say, Gia and Juni, it's so loud and disorienting that you both have to hold your ears so that your eardrums don't burst. And I will roll a grit for these two folks. What's the DC?
You did not mention one.
No, I didn't. Let's
Don't
make
believe I
it
said one with this. we get this like a half hour before session.
let's make it 10.
That works. That sounds about right.
Oh, 6. Okay, well, still a fail. Gianna and Juni, go ahead and roll a grit. DC is 10.
Uh-oh.
Not good for me. I got a 5.
It exploded. I also got a 5.
Oh.
5 and 5. Okay. So the two guards, they have to just stop what they're doing, and this bark hits them like a ton of bricks. It literally pushes them back. It doesn't push you two back. It just hurts your ears really badly. But you hear like a couple of rungs up on the stairs. Their guns clatter to the ground, and they are howling themselves in pain. Juni and Gia. Eventually, the noise kind of deafens, and you guys are able to come back. You have a slight ringing, but it's okay. Something else, though, is happening also at the same time. You hear, or perhaps you feel, as if something is pressing on the inside of your consciousness. it's not light either. It's like a firm hand, as if someone's trying to get inside of your brain, but you are able to feel that pressure, and then it releases and it releases until you come back to your senses. And when you both look over at Hayden and Argos, he is looking at both of you with black eyes. And then you guys are able to run the rest of the way. And you escape. Yay. Okay. You are now on the other side of the area, and you are no longer being pursued. You are, yes, right around here. You are now in what's basically called the experiment wing. It's the entire wing where the office is, the observation hall is, all the experiment bays. This is where, Gia, you work, all of that stuff. And also, if you keep walking straight, and you just keep walking straight all the way around, you will get to the quarantine, which is at the front of this facility. You'll get to the quarantine, and that is how you get out, because everyone has to go through quarantine before they get released in the rest of the place. But for now, you all are in this main area, away from the gold sector, away from the west wing, and you currently don't have anyone hot on your heels, but you do know that someone will eventually be trying to find you all. As you guys stand in this hallway to kind of catch your breath and make a plan of what to do next, because the lockdown still hasn't fully lifted. The alarms are done. However, the security gates are still down. You do know that Ebb is somewhere. And I'll also say that I don't think anyone saw the little mini Ebb. And I don't think anyone knows that Sploop is in the building either. However, it is at this point, as you all are catching your breath, before you're even able to say anything to Hayden about what the hell that all was, Gia, your mind goes blank and you start to vomit, and you almost are, and you're gonna pass out.
That feels fair.
And while that's happening, what has Sploop been up to?
Well, since you asked, he sees that it's Gia, and he makes a very determined little face, and he says, "No, not one of ours. It shan't happen on my watch." And he's going to look for a way out of the top of the tank to try and jump out of it into the room.
Okay. It does still have a cover, but because it's vertical, the cover is supposed to be, it's like a latch. So he can do one or two things. He can see if there's like a weak spot with brains to try to like figure that out before he does anything, or he can just go full brawn or fight, depending on what he's trying to do, to just slam it open.
Yeah, he's just gonna slam it open. He ain't smart.
Okay.
So I guess I'll do brawn. Yeah,
I
brawn. Oh
think,
no, fight.
well, actually, heads or tails?
Okay. Tails. We're always going tails, apparently.
Okay. What would he like to do?
He wants to swim as fast as he can up at the thing at the top to try and bust it open and fly out of the tank.
Okay. Go ahead and roll brawn.
Oh,
DC is going to be, we'll say it's a 10.
Okay. Ugh. Oh, That's a 7. I'm gonna spend 5 adversity tokens to make it a wait. I can number 13? Is that right?
Yeah. You're gonna spend 3.
5. I'm gonna spend
you're
5 adversity tokens.
Oh, you got a 7.
I got a 7.
Okay. He is able to hit it. It flies open, and then you hear a cha-ching as it closes. And he notices it is chained on the outside.
Oh, did I get out or no?
You can get out. Like it's open. It's just that you can't open it all the way. Like you can't like fully open it. There's like a chain keeping it closed. But he can squeeze out.
Okay. So he's going to squeeze out, and he's gonna try to figure out now he's got to do a brains roll. He's gonna try to figure out what the kids were like. He figured out that that it's something outside the tank that'll wake it up. That'll wake up the person in the tank. So he's trying to find the thing that he needs to whack with his tail or push with his big, strong fin arms to make the tank wake up.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's say he goes to a big old screen that's black, and it has like a little kiosk on it, and there's a bunch of like, buttons and everything on there. So go ahead and have him roll a brains roll. This is actually not that difficult. DC is going to be a 4.
Okay. He just has to explode. That's all. It's fine. Here we go.
Okay.
1.
He's able to see very clearly that the little kiosk has a place where you need to put your badge. Like if you have a badge, you need to put it there to show that you're an employee. You need to like stick it in a thingy. There is no badge there. He can also see that like when he starts, clinking on the keyboard and the screen pops up, it asks for a password and a username. The username will pop up when you put your key card in. So he knows that it can be accessed, but it is not a lever. It's an electronically opened, and it needs credentials.
Bummer. Well, now I'm out of the tank, so I can't get back in it probably. Is the chain that's holding like the tank closed reachable?
It is a vertical tank, and you like plopped out onto the ground.
So it's on the very top.
Yes.
Bummer.
But you now know where Gia is, or you now know that Gia is there.
And I know I need a password and a key card.
You need a password and a key card, at least, to get into the computer system.
Okay. Is there a vent near the floor?
Yeah, I'll say there is.
All right, we're going to wiggle our way over there.
Okay. Yeah, you...
I will be back for you, madam.
You hop into the vent, and meeting Sploop in the vent is a mini you who also has been walking around and casing the place and has found Gia and has also tried to figure out how to get her out on her own. And she has reserved herself to using her teeth to chew through the electrical wiring. So that's why the lights are out.
Oh, what a smart me.
And she kind of just looks at you as she's like ripping through this wire. And you guys just, her and Sploop kind of stare at each other for a second.
I don't know if that will work.
She
But
drops the
you
wire.
have hands. Can you undo the chain at the top of the tank?
She nods favorably and runs out. You see her clamber up like a little rodent up on top onto the vat, up into the top. And just as you saw her doing the wires, she begins to gnaw at the metal chain.
Oh, excellent. Well done. I'm gonna hide in this vent until you're quite done with that.
You hide in the vent, and we will really quickly go and see what's going on with Ebb. You have been outside for now, I'm gonna say like an hour or so. You have yet to be found. How are you holding up?
Can she hear all of the little voices of like Sploop and all of her mini-me's, or are they just working independently of her?
Now, Sploop is your familiar, so you can communicate with them because you're still on the same island. They're just in the facility, and you're outside. The mini-U's are something else, so you can't communicate with them. But they've been given a directive, and you would assume that they're doing something.
Great. Then she is going to try to telepathically communicate with Sploop because she doesn't want to reveal her position at all. So she's going to be as quiet as possible and try and do it like without making any sound at all.
Okay. Go ahead and actually, I'm going to make a brains roll for the guards to see if they notice you as you have your conversation.
I'm very well camouflaged.
Okay.
I'm in a thorn
Okay.
bush and
You only get
invisible.
So they are still looking out for you. And only a couple of people have come by like your little trap, and only one person has like accidentally kind of like scraped against one of the spikes. However, after that, he's kind of told people not to come over in that area because it's really dangerous. And actually he's been like coughing and not feeling well as he's been on his patrol. And you can kind of hear another person asking him if he wants to go back because he's not looking so well. So that's what's going on with you. What do you want to say to Sploop? Or you guys can have a conversation.
I want to know what he's been up to is the first thing. And once I find out that Gia isn't Gia and we need a password and stuff to wake up Gia, I'm like, oh, dang. Well, I have to do something, but I'm not smart. I need my allies, and I need to get them out of there. But also, we need the stuff in there. Oh, man.
Now,
Wish my big brother was here.
Sploop also tells you that he's, made contact with your mini-U's. So if you do want to try to communicate with them, you can through Sploop.
Oh, Sploop. That cabinet that probably has a bunch of secret stuff in it. If they can figure out a way to get in it, we'll probably be able to get a key card and maybe find the password that we're looking for. So that might be top priority, Sploop.
All right. Sploop now has a new directive, and he comes back, and just as he comes back, he hears a snap as the chain on Gia's top vat closes or opens up. And at the same time, Hayden, Juni, and well, Gia, you're passed out at this point probably. But you three also hear, as well as unfortunately everyone else, a very loud clanging sound as metal hits the floor and bursts open, and a couple of scientists from some of the other experiment rooms like poke their head out and look down the hallway to the medical bay.
Oh no.
Hayden, Juni, and Gia, what are you all doing? Well,
Pass out
as
on the floor.
Gia, yeah, as Gia convulses on the floor.
It's a good
Boy.
day to be Gia.
First thing Judy does is grab one of Gia's arms and try to pull her down the hall. We gotta go. We gotta find somewhere safe to hide or something.
Yep. Hayden's on the other side. He's-
Thanks, guys.
The people who stick their head out of their experiment wings, like they hear the commotion, but then they don't see anybody, and so they kind of go back to work. You two are making your way down the hall, and you'll see on your left, and Gia will know that that's the director's office, although I don't think she's in a speaking mood. But if you guys keep going forward, you will eventually make it to the medical bay. Now, the medical bay does unfortunately have a grate that has been, brought down. However, as you both get to that door, see that it says a medical bay, and see that that's probably somewhere where you can help Gia, and you're standing out on the outside trying to figure out how to get in. You see a little tiny creature the size of your thumb that looks like Ebb
Yes, yes.
running down the hall towards the vent, and she stops and looks at you all just silently, and you all look at her, and you all just exchange a look of what look do you exchange, Hayden and Juni, as you see this?
She's definitely waving at them with a creepy smile.
Judy definitely has her head tilted, and now has no doubt that the alarms is because of Ebb.
Good guess.
She is about to go into the vent where the other, because they've been gathering for a while, the other little mini Ebbs. You guys can't see this, but she's about to go into the vent, and she sees you guys standing outside of the door.
Junie calls out. She's like, wait. You just came from in there?
Going in.
They talk. I love it.
Amazing.
You're going into the medical bay?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you I don't know. Well, I can't communicate telepathically because we'll get in trouble. But she says, can you let us in when you get in?
Okie dokie.
All right.
Oh my God, they just get better.
I know. Yeah, she runs inside of the vent, communicates to her. How many people do? I'm gonna roll gonna get out my big dice. I'm gonna roll a D100. See how many people it took for them to pull over a giant metal cabinet. It took Holy shenanigans. Okay, great. All right, so
How many?
she communicates to the gathered party inside, and they all work together to figure out how to. Actually, no. You just hear like someone using a buzz saw, except for it's like little like teeth, as a huge hole is bitten into the gate, big enough for all of you to walk in, and the little part that's cut out falls forward, and inside you see about 100 of these little
Yes,
tiny
Yeah.
so many.
creatures. They're all like grabbing there's papers everywhere, and they're like grabbing them kind of like randomly, trying to like stuff them in the bags. They don't really know what they're doing, but they're trying their best. And there's so many of them. But they all are looking over at all of you with their deep set, creepy eyes with huge smiles, very proud that they were able to get you in.
Ta-da.
They
Good
all
job.
say in unison.
Thank you.
Really great job. And because it's Juni, with the wave of her wand, she gives them all as a gift little roller skates on their feet. So they move faster.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yes.
Oh my god.
Amazing.
Yeah, that just happens because I think so. And
Half of them really
You got to
loved
give
it,
into
and
the
other
chaos
half
now.
Fell over. Oh,
yeah,
Aw.
I don't think they know how to roller skate, but they love it.
But boy, when they find out, are we going to be in trouble?
Oh, I think they'll get the hang of it.
Hayden and Juni, you two bring Gia over to one of the medical tables. You're able to lay her on it. She's no longer convulsing, but she is looking, very unwell. And Gia, you are able to, at some point, you're not able to like move a lot, but you are able to open your eyes and talk a little bit as they try to figure out how to help you. While all of that is happening, on the ground, scattered, are files, and these files look very familiar. If you all remember, in the very first day when you went to camp and you met with Nurse Angelique, she had manila envelopes open with each of your information in the files. These are very similar, identical manila envelopes, but there are hundreds of them, and they are packed full of information. The first two cabinets are kind of open, like the whole cabinet is fallen over, so the first two are already open and they're kind of scattered, but the other ones are still closed. But you can clearly see, just scattered on the ground, you see an envelope, you see papers. On the papers you see pictures of some of the campers, some of the ones you recognize, some of the ones you don't. You also see campers that definitely aren't at this camp. And you also see names of people that perhaps have gone to camp in the past based on people that you know. So these are most likely very, very important medical files of maybe almost, you would assume, at least in the last 2 seasons of camp, all of the children who have gone to camp.
Ooh. I need lore. I have something I want to do. She first tells Hayden, she's like, okay, you look in the cabinets for anything that might help Gia. I'm talking like anti-nausea medicine, an antacid, and definitely some water. And then she like turns to her side and she points to a group of Ebbs scattered holding a couple of papers, and she says she says, Ebbs, attention. You're doing such a great job. I need you to look for the files. And she points at the papers that have with pictures that have my face, his face, her face, and your face, and bring them to me. Understand?
Hup, yes.
Great. And then I continue to help Hayden to find something to help Gia until they come up with something.
Wonderful.
Oh my
Gia,
Uh-huh.
you laying there, no, they are not gonna find anything that will help you. In this room, anyway.
Do I know where there would be something that would help me?
Most likely there is an issue with your connection.
Do I know where to fix that issue?
In, where was that? Room 9.
Oh, that's not too far away. Can I sit up?
You can try.
Would like to try to sit up.
Okay, make a grit roll.
God damn it.
DC is gonna be 10.
God damn it. That's a 3.
Hayden and Juni, as you guys are rummaging through all of the cabinets, you don't even see it. You just hear Gia splat on the ground.
Ow. Oh, look at the little Ebbs. They're cute.
Yes, they're wonderful. Please get back in bed. And she
I can't.
helps pick her up and put her back in the
Okay,
bed.
no, okay, that's not gonna help. I gotta go to that room
No.
right down the hall.
Why? This is
I just need to go there. That's where I can feel better.
Okay, you know what, Gia? I'm going to be really honest with you. We just ran down the hall because of you, and a bunch of tiny little Ebbs are going through folders, and I'm pretty sure the alarm's blaring is because of Ebb, and we are in some deep bullcrap right now. I'm going to need you to start being more specific and honest.
I need to go to room 9
Because
to fix my connection.
connection to what? Connection? Why are you talking like a robot? Ew. What?
I can't think of a better word for it, but like Tums isn't gonna cut it here, Juni.
I'm going to need some answers.
that wasn't blood earlier, was it?
What blood? You're bleeding?
It wasn't not blood.
That does not help. Gia, what is going on?
What are you?
I'm Gia. I don't really know how to answer that.
The little Ebbs have gathered the files that you've asked. And as they kind of place them neatly, one on top of the other on the table, inside of the other room, another little Ebb is finishing up gnawing on a chain that she pops open. What is Sploop's plan now that he has spoken to Ebb and knows what to do next?
So he's gonna let that Ebb finish her task because it still needs to get unlocked. And he's gonna go through the vent to the room that he assumes she came out of, because that, like, she came out of the vent too.
Okay.
He's gonna try and
Um,
find a cabinet. The cabinet room.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, since you're going through the vents, you go through another room first. And this room is, again, sterile, white, all four walls. There is no one in this room, but the lights are on. And there is a giant center kiosk, as well as a bunch of like other things on the walls, pictures, there's things in frames. And gonna delete this. And there, he kind of looks around and he again kind of relays to Ebb kind of what he's seeing. And now Ebb knows that there is a room that seems to have a bunch of maps, not just maps of, there is a map of the facility, but there's also maps of the camp. There's maps of other places that don't sound familiar. It's like a big old map room, but of a lot of different places. So he goes through that room, through the vents, and then he goes to the final room, which is the medical bay. And as you all are kind of grilling Gia, and the little mini yous are stacking up the forms or the manila envelopes, Sploop pops out from the vent.
Gosh, I miss water. Hello, reporting for Sploop, reporting for duty. Hello. Well, yeah, I'm a familiar. Familiars tend to talk. Yes.
Huh.
Have you never had a familiar that talks? Land is
Yes,
weird.
but I mean, you haven't talked. I'm dealing with a lot right now. This Gia is apparently fake. I don't know what's going on.
Yes, real Gia's asleep in the other room, but we need a password and a key card to wake her up. I have come to this room looking for the key and the password. We're hoping it's in here.
Juni
Oh.
immediately steps away from Gia and grabs Hayden, and she points her wand at Gia and is like, "You tell me the truth right now."
Look.
Lightning comes out of her wand and barely misses your head.
Okay.
Jesus.
I think that's okay. What's Gia doing in response?
I think Gia just kind of like, because she can't move, she just kind of lays there. It's like, okay, like, I am Gia, but I'm also not Gia. Like,
You said that already. Try again.
we're- I am a have you seen, actually I can't think of a good movie for this. I'm a clone of Gia, but I'm still like, I know what she knows. So like, I know this is definitely not the voice for Sploop that she or I was expecting.
Oh,
Juni.
you mean like Slasher, Slasher of the Mudman #5? Return of the Mudman?
Yeah,
Or
kind of like that.
Star Wars?
Where like, Or what?
You people have never. I can't do this right now. I can't. First, like, forget about the sponges. But Star Wars, are you kidding me?
Junie and Hayden and Sploop, as you're all in this room, and I'll say also that Sploop is able to connect with Ebb in this moment. So if Ebb wants to speak through Sploop, she can. But Gia's laying there, real tore up. But yeah, you have learned that she is technically a clone of Gia. It's a little bit more complicated than that. It's just hard to explain.
And why are you a clone? Why are they cloning you?
The director is doing a wide variety of experiments here.
Oh, yes, there's quite a few children in big gluey tanks that are sleeping, not sleeping, dead, perhaps, unsure.
Oh my goodness. This is too much for me to deal with. This, and the whistle man is here somewhere, and Cinder's dad is here and feeding children really weird food, and the children keep like gorging on stuff. It's crazy how they're eating so much food and they don't look any different, and they're acting weird like some kind of hive mind, and I can't deal with this.
I think grit checks all around, except for Ed. Let's do the DC as this is a lot. Let's do the DC as 10. And I'll roll for Benji.
That's with an explosion. 7.
Lovely.
Without an explosion, that's a 5. It's too much. It's too much for little old Junie.
Someday I'm gonna make.
Oh my gosh!
Whose primary stat is grit.
She's like, it's too much for me.
Wow.
I met some kids and I lied about who I was, and I told them I was from Atlanta when I'm actually from New York, and I feel really, really bad about it.
Now, there, miss.
Your
Hayden
wet
got
hand
a
is really comforting.
15. I think out of everyone here, obviously Hayden is more cool-headed. However,
Understatement of the
Plus,
year.
he's dead.
I think with all of the information you all have right now, he kind of looks over and your eyes follow as you guys all look at the manila envelopes that the little mini Ebbs have been able to gather. If you're looking for answers, they're going to be in here. However, you are still being hunted, and unfortunately, they chewed a huge hole through the medical bay doors.
Whoops.
So I think Hayden just kind of suggests that you guys grab the envelopes and find a place to hide out. And if Gia thinks that the place where she wants to take you is going to be safe, that's where you guys should go. And hash it out there.
Is it safe? Clone of Gia?
GM, do I think it'll be safe there?
It will be, yeah. The only person that can get into that room is Dr. Helmuth, and she's real busy right now. And you.
Yeah. It's as safe as we're gonna get still in this facility.
I don't have a choice. I really don't want to be in the medical bay. I told these random teenagers that Miss Angelique was my mom, and I really don't want her to come back here and see me here.
Oh, have you
It's traumatizing.
seriously not gotten over your mommy issues with her yet?
I will kill you right now.
All right. Dang. And okay.
You see like a glint in her eye that you haven't seen since camp, except now it's more extreme. like like in her eyes, she's like barely holding back tears. And she looks mad.
Okay.
God, I could still be living a very comfortable life if
He
I
just
had
grabs your collar and starts
help
dragging
out.
you to room number 9.
You all,
I was gainfully employed.
She leaves Hayden to get the papers and the tiny Ebbs.
Yeah, you guys grab them. Well, the tiny Ebbs are going to disperse because
Yes,
they have
Luke wants to give them some orders. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
The
then
tiny,
I'll leave it to Hayden.
Okay, the tiny Ebbs and Sploop will stay in the room until they, figure out what they're doing. Hayden, Juni, and Gia, you all will make your way to Lab 9. Gia, you can use your credentials to get in. As you guys open the door and go inside, it is dark, but you can very clearly see a huge vat that is boiling with a green liquid, and Gia is floating in it. Back to Ebb or Sploop. What are your orders for the little mini U's?
All right. Attention, everyone. We need a key card to wake up the sleeping Gia, and Miss Ebb will not leave without her friends. So, I need half of you to sneak around and steal as many key cards as possible and meet back in room 9. The other half of you, well, Miss Ebb needs a distraction. So if you will go out and hunt down the guards searching for Miss Ebb, that is your mission. Be brave, be violent, and quick.
Okay. About
And then
100 mini Ebbs.
And Sploop is
give
going to
you a
go
sl-
back to 9.
Give you a salute, and all disperse throughout the vents. Absolutely terrifying. The one who had basically eaten the leg off of a guard also made it in time. She is covered head to toe in blood. She also gives you a salute. She has chosen to go out and hunt down the guards. That's more her vibe.
She's gotten a taste for people blood.
she literally has gotten a taste for blood. It's
Yeah.
terrifying. And Sploop is left in the medical bay on his own. I will say, even though Hayden, Juni, and Gia took the folders of just their files, these are the files of everyone. And so if Sploop wants, he can do something with that, or he can go about his business.
He's going to find Cinder's file, and
Mhm.
then he's going to leave to the navigation room.
Okay, yeah.
That was interesting.
We'll say that just happens. You're able to find her file. He's able to grab it, and then you head on. Where are you headed to?
To the navigation room, the room that was full of maps.
Oh, back to the navigation room. Okay, yeah. You're able to go through the vents, and you're back at the navigation room. At this point, you can kind of hear some guards running down the hall as they are just about to head to get into the medical room bay and some other places. They're trying to do a sweep of the facility, trying to find Gia.
Cool. He's going to leave the file of Cinders in the vent just in case he gets caught looking at maps, but he's going to go look at the maps, especially of the island, so that he can give Ebb like tactical information as she tries to escape some more.
Perfect. Yeah. So Sploop, you are taking in all of the maps here in this room. There are a bunch of them, but the biggest one that is kind of in the center is the map of the facility. And once it's not one that you can take. It's like a digital map, but you can absorb it. And I'll say that Sploop and Ebb, if she ever comes back to the main area, can navigate the entire area. And then there is a map of like the overall area that you're in, which is an island. But on this map, it's not just number one, the island that you're on has a name. You also see the camp island, which has a name. And you also see many other islands that seem to make up a place you have never seen before, a whole nother world. And the title of this world map is Hypharon. And with that, we will end up for today. And we'll see what happens with all of our friends as you guys see Gia and Avat and figure that whole thing out. You find some interesting maps. Mini
What a
me's
lord dub.
actually do terrible things to people, most likely.
Good for them.
And now they're equipped with roller skates.
Yeah, with roller skates. I forgot about that. And you all will learn some of the secrets of what has actually been going on in this crazy place. But that is for next time. So thank you all for playing. Thank you all for watching or listening. And we will see you next time. Bye.
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 Thank you.